guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know this is a little bit of a different setup and I'm looking a little bit disgusting, but that's because I've been in bed all day. I just haven't had the energy to do anything, and I've been like going hard the past few weeks with schoolwork and like trying to stay on top of everything, and I had AP tests and stuff, so I was really like pushing myself. And today I was like, let me just take a break. Let me just have a day, lay in bed and watch Netflix all day and not have to worry about reading or the books that I'm reading or the amount of books that I need to finish. And it was just like a really good day. I enjoyed it because it was like the one day that I haven't been stressed in a really long time. So that's why we're here. I just don't want to set up my normal setup by my bookcase. So that's why we're here. So for today's video, I wanted to do another 24-hour readathon. So we're doing another readathon. I did do a readathon a month ago, I think. I think it was a month ago or 2 months ago. I read A Little Life by Hani Yanagihara in 24 hours, which was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed it. I was definitely exhausted at the end of it, but I just felt so like fulfilled once I was done with it and like proud of myself for being able to do that. So I decided to do another one, but this time we're going to be reading a trilogy in 24 hours instead of just one single book. So the trilogy that I'm going to be reading is the Bone Witch trilogy. So I have all 3 books here with me. We have the Bone Witch, the Heart Forger, and then the Shadow Glass. I'm very excited to get this series done with. I'm not gonna lie, I have such a hard time reading series and finishing them. I have never binge read a series. Actually, that's a lie. I technically binge read the Throne of Glass series, at least the first 5 books, but by binge read I finished it. I just read them all really fast back to back in like 2-3 weeks, but I haven't binge read a series in like a day, and I think that's really pushing it, but we're gonna do this. I was inspired by Jesse the Reader. He posted a video where he read a trilogy in 24 hours. I cannot remember the trilogy. I think it was the Ash Princess or something like that. Something princess. It was fantasy. That's all I remember. So I was inspired to do this by his video. I even made a progress bar like he did in his video, and I thought that was really cute, and I think this is gonna keep me super motivated. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited that I got to do this. So here's the plan really quickly. I'm hoping to get at least 1 book done every 7 hours, hopefully. I checked how long each book was with the audiobook, and I play mine on ×2, so I just divided the time by 2, so I roughly have an idea how long I'm gonna spend on each book, and I find doing that really helpful because it helps me plan whatever tasks I have to do throughout the day around my readathon. So yeah, that's the plan. That's a series I'm reading. I am going to go take a nap now because I'm so tired, so I will see you all when I actually start my readathon. Alrighty, bye. Good morning, guys. So today's the day. It's like 9:30 right now, and I just woke up. So I'm gonna go have breakfast and then get ready, and then I'll start my readathon. Alrighty, y'all. So it is 10:20 right now, and I'm gonna get my readathon started at 10:30. So excited, but also low-key dreading it because I know I'm going to be exhausted by tomorrow. That's fine. Okay, so I have my energy drink. I know this is bad for you, but I still drink it a lot. So I have another one of these for when I get tired tonight. But throughout the rest of the day, I'm just gonna have coffee if I need it. But this drink, you know, keeps me going for a really long time, so I think I'll be fine for a while. So yeah, I have 10 minutes till my readathon starts. Oh, okay, well, we're doing this. This is happening. So I spent a better part of my night last night before I went to bed looking up reviews on the Bone Witch trilogy. Just because I kind of knew the reviews, but I never really read the reviews. I just knew how many stars each one had, like, on average. Apparently, the first book is the worst rated book among all 3. so it's gonna be a struggle because that's a book I obviously have to read first. But apparently it gets better, and the second 2 books did really well. But people said that the first book was really slow paced, which is not what I want for a readathon. So I'm hoping that it's not. And if it is, I'm just gonna force myself to read it. But yeah, that's what I heard. I know some people have absolutely loved it, and I feel like I'm gonna be one of those people because I'm a bitch when it comes to fantasy. So I will read any fantasy, and even if it's bad, I'll still read it. I read so many bad fantasy books, but I still read it. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But I will see you all in a few minutes. I'm gonna go and fix my room really quick because it is a mess, and I'm going to be spending most of my day in here. So let me try and make it at least a tad bit presentable. Alrighty, well, I'm just gonna get ready. I have the audiobooks for all 3 books, so that is definitely helpful. And we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna jump right into it, and we're just gonna do it and not think about it. Alrighty, it's 10:30. I'm gonna get started, and I'll see you guys later. I am using my phone to film, so I'll try my best to film and read at the same time because I need to listen to the audiobook. Anyway, okay, let's get started. Let's get started.
Curious butterflies.
You mean bread butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, guys, so quick update. Jesus, I can't speak. Okay, I just reached page 100. Let me tell you, I'm loving this book so far. So the way the story is written is we are first shown Tia when she is 17. She's already, become an Asha, which is basically the formal form of bone witch, I think. And my foot fell asleep and it hurts so bad right now. Okay, anyway. So she has already become an Asha, but she's been exiled, and she's talking to this bard explaining her life story, I guess, to him. And then we are thrown back to her past when she's 12 and she's first discovered she's a bone witch and her journey to becoming an Asha. So it's very interesting because I'm so confused just all the time. Like, what happened? I just want to know what happened. I feel like there's just a lot of secrets that I can't wait to find out about. Obviously, it's gonna take me a while. I'm really just so confused and amazed at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Also, I love the magic in this so far and the world that is built and the characters. Also, the audiobook is great. The narrator she really does the voices the way the author describes it, and it's literally perfect, and it takes me, like, I feel like I'm actually in the story because the narration is so good. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm probably gonna read another 50 pages and then move downstairs because I don't want to be in my bed all day. So okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, hey guys, it is 3:30 something, and I just finished the first book. Okay, where were these bad reviews coming from? Because I did not feel that way at all. This book was so fast-paced. I read it in a shorter time than I thought I would read it, only because I sped up my audiobook from ×2 to 2.5 because I realized that I could listen to it at that speed if I was reading at the same time. But the plot, I just am so confused, mostly in a good way, and I want to read the next book. My favorite part of this book was just reading about her in the future when she was exiled already, and because that's when I was like, what's happening? And also it kind of gave me an idea about like what's gonna happen. I noticed, like, I feel like she's foreshadowing so many things, and I just want to read the rest of the book to know what she's foreshadowing, because I'm so confused, but at the same time I kind of get it. So yeah, but I really enjoyed the plot. I found it very interesting, and I loved I loved most of the characters. I think all of the characters. I loved all of them. They were so funny. A lot of them were so funny to read about. So yeah, there is so much that I am confused about and so much I need to learn about. But I'm going to take a quick 15-minute break. I'm just gonna take a moment to like breathe and just relax, as I've just been reading for 5 hours straight. So I'm gonna take a moment to just let my mind rest for a little. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and start the Heart Forger. I really love this cover. The Shadow Glass cover is probably my favorite among the three, but this one's definitely my second favorite. I love the red and gray. I just feel like it's so pretty. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. I'm very nervous for this one because it says on the cover, "The dead do not rest." So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, bye. Hey guys, so I just went and got some gas, and then I got some McDonald's. I got a McFlurry and some fries. I'm gonna go eat that in my room. Yeah, my entire excursion in the outdoors took me all of like 15 minutes, but whatever. It's better than just sitting in my room. I was starting to lose my mind a little bit. I was listening to the audiobook while I was driving. I just slowed down the speed a little bit because I'm driving. So yeah. I don't normally listen to audiobooks when I drive. It's just not my like go-to because I will tend to get distracted and listen to the audiobook and not focus on driving. But for the sake of this readathon, I did it. I managed. I'm still alive, so we're all good. Yeah, some interesting stuff just happened while I was pulling into the driveway. So there's a lot that's happening in this book, but at the same time, I don't know how to describe it. There's so there's this big plot, right? But there's all these, I'm just given all these like little keys as to what led up to this big event that is now unfolding. So that's why I'm like, what? So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go and go back indoors and finish or continue reading. I'll update you guys once I have made more progress, I guess. Alrighty, y'all. So it's, I think, 7 p.m. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 7 p.m. right now. And I just reached page 250 in the Heart Forger. So I'm about halfway done with this book. I am in hour 9, I think. So I'm hoping to finish this by like 10 p.m. and then I can start the Shadow Glass and read for a little bit and then go to sleep because I'm starting to get a little tired. But okay, thoughts on the series so far. I absolutely love it. Our main character T is so cool. She's so powerful. Like, I knew she was powerful and I knew she was described as powerful in the first book, but you don't realize it until like now. You can see all the things that she's doing and accomplishing and how smart she is and the plan that she has. Even though I'm not entirely sure what her plan is, I kind of have an idea where it's going. There are a lot of confusing elements, I am going to say. There's just a lot. Like, there are a lot of characters that I have to keep up with and a lot of secrets that are being revealed. So there's like a lot that I have to remember, but it all like ties together. So if you forget one thing, you sort of remember it later on because they all sort of tie together. So everything that's mentioned here is important, which I love a lot because I have read fantasy books where things are mentioned and they have no importance to the plot at all. And like they didn't need to be mentioned at all. But everything here that has been mentioned, everything in the first book that was said has a purpose. So yeah, that's really good. And I love the most that romance is not a big focus in this story. It is talked about. Tia has a love interest. Her brother has a love interest. You know, you can tell who has a crush on who. But it isn't like a big focus and it's not really talked about. And I've read so many fantasy books, Sarah J. Maas, where, I'm kidding, I love her, where, you know, romance is kind of the main focus of the story and there's just a lot of it, but you don't see that here. It's definitely talked about, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like not talked about at all, but it isn't like the main thing that's talked about, and sort of like on the side. And I love seeing the friendships that have blossomed between Taya and all of the other Ashas and the nobles and stuff. She is definitely a very apologetic character. I don't think I've ever read about a character that apologizes more than Tia. She's constantly saying I'm sorry to someone because she's gotten caught doing something bad, or she upsets someone, but she does all these things for good. Like, her intentions are good, but what she does is like not too great. So she's constantly apologizing for whatever. And I just wish sometimes she just wouldn't apologize. I think I've read like 4 or 5 times where she said I'm sorry and then ended up crying afterwards. And I just don't think it suits her character, because she's also portrayed as this badass, very powerful bone witch, but she cries whenever she is caught making a mistake or doing something bad. So I don't think that really matches with her character. So that's the only thing that I don't really like, is how much Taya says I'm sorry. I think she just needs to not, and realize that she doesn't have to prove her actions to these people, because she knows what she was doing and she knows her intentions, so she doesn't need to prove it to anyone else. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't like, but otherwise everything else I am loving so far, and I can't wait to get further in this book. I am going to say, if you are looking for a fantasy book that is very action heavy, this is not it, because there really isn't that much action. There's not a lot of battle, not a lot of heavy magic wielding like most fantasy books do, but there is magic wielding, but it's definitely not as intense as other fantasy books, and there's just not a lot of battle, which I'm not mad about. I kind of like that it's a little bit different. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm also going to go make some pasta maybe in the next hour or so, because I know I'm gonna get hungry again. But yeah, I'm really happy so far with this story, and I'm really glad that I decided to read this trilogy. I was a little bit concerned the night before when I was reading the reviews on Bone Witch. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this trilogy going to be worth it? Am I going to be able to finish it because it's interesting? And yeah, it's 100% worth it, and I'm so glad that I'm doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to reading so that I can finish this book and get started on the Shadow Glass. So I'll update you guys when I'm done with this book, I guess, because I'm just going to keep reading and try not to get distracted. Alrighty, I will see you in a bit, and I need to turn my lamp because it's starting to get dark. Okay, hi. It is 10:30 or almost 10:30, and I just finished the Art Forger. Woo! So I checked my timer. I set a timer, and I have 12 hours left to finish the Shadow Glass, and I'm thinking it's gonna take me roughly 6 hours to read. It's a little bit shorter than the Heart Forger, and the Heart Forger took me 6 hours and 26 minutes to read. So I'm hoping that the Shadow Glass only takes me roughly 6 hours. So that gives me a couple of hours to get some rest and sort of relax, take a moment to rest my brain, because, she is overworked. And yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna get much sleep because I'm very caffeinated right now, and normally around this time I'm already getting sleepy, because like I said, I am a grandma and I literally sleep at 11 p.m. every night, but I am not yet tired. So I'm gonna just get ready for bed and put on some pajamas, wash my face, all that jazz, and then I'm just gonna take a little hour break or something. If I do get tired, I'll take a couple minutes just to sleep, but I don't think I'll sleep that long, and I'll just wake up and read. But I'm really enjoying the story so far. There's so much that's happened. Not so many people have died, but so many important characters have died, and I'm surprised I'm not crying, and I think the only reason I'm not crying is because I'm just too damn tired to cry. Whew. But no, I'm enjoying it, and this is so satisfying to do, guys. So if you're ever reading any trilogies or series, I totally recommend doing this. It's so satisfying to see your progress, and it makes me feel like I'm reading a lot more. I'm going through the book a lot faster every time I I'll get through one of these, and then I just kind of wrote my time at the bottom as well, so I can kind of keep track, because I don't want to end up not being able to finish this in 24 hours. But yeah, I will update you guys when I actually start reading The Shadow Glass, but I'm so excited to start this book. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, wash my face and put on some PJs, and I will see you all in an hour or two. Hey guys, so it's 12 in the morning, and I'm about to start The Shadow Glass. If I look a little bit, my eyes look a little bit puffy, it's because I was just crying. My family had like a little Zoom call, so I joined that for about 30 minutes. And I saw my sister, and I was like, oh my gosh, I miss her so much. Because she's like my little baby, and I haven't seen her in 6 months, so it's taken a toll. And I was supposed to see her this month. My mom and sister were supposed to fly here this month, but obviously because of COVID, that can't happen. So after I talked to, you know, the cousins and everything, I called my mom, and we had like a really nice deep talk, and I just started bawling my eyes out. So I'm a bit emotional right now, and I was like, what better time to start reading than right now? So that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and start The Shadow Glass. This is my favorite cover of the entire series. I love the black and silver vibes, and it's very dark and mysterious, and that's what this story just has been. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I read the first line of the first page, and I'm like, okay, here we go. We're going right into it. Yeah, I'm very emotional. I really thought I was too tired to be crying, but, you know, I apparently was holding in my tears for something else. Okay, I will see you guys soon as well. I'm gonna go ahead and read. Okay, bye. Hi. So it's 6 a.m. I just woke up again. The sun is out, and I'm gonna get back to reading. Hey guys. Okay, so it's almost 7 a.m. So I've been reading for about an hour. I made it to I'm almost to page 300, which means I have 100 something pages left. I am a little bit hungry, okay, but I am also tired, and I don't want to go downstairs to eat. So that's where we're at right now. I am gonna read until page 300 probably, and then go downstairs and get some breakfast. So yeah, everything's good. I'm glad I got those like 3 hours of rest, honestly, because I was really tired. I passed out like almost right away. So I'm just gonna keep reading, and I'll talk to you guys more when I'm done with this and I've gotten food and coffee into my system, because right now I'm still feeling a little bit unenergetic. Is that a word? Unenergetic. I don't have energy right now, and I am still tired, so I'm just gonna read. Okay, I will see you guys in a bit. Hi. Okay, so just reached page 350. So this is where I need to get to next. That's my next 50-page mark. But yeah, this is what my progress bar is looking like. It's so satisfying. So I'm almost done. I've got less than 100 pages to go. Definitely, you know, definitely tired. Definitely want this to be over with. Like 100% want this to be over with. But at the same time, I can't believe this story is about to end. What? I just had breakfast. I had yogurt, granola, and fruit, and then I have another energy drink that I'm debating whether I want to take or not, because I kind of want to go back to sleep once I'm done with all of this. So we'll see. I'm almost done with the book anyway, so I don't really know if I need it. I'm at hour 21 and a half, if anyone cared. So, you know, we're reaching the end. We really are reaching the end. And I am so excited to be done with this, but also like not ready for the story to be over, because I'm really committed, man. Like, it's really committed. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this book. We're gonna finally finish this book. Okay, I'm nervous. 9:30 and I did it. I did the thing. I finished the trilogy. I did it. Whew, I am exhausted. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Then I will talk to you guys when I wake up about the trilogy and my thoughts and everything. But I'm gonna go to sleep because I need it. But I did it. I did that. I did a thing and I did that. Hey guys, so it's like hours later. It's almost 9 p.m. right now. I originally filmed a review already a couple hours ago when I first woke up, but then I rewatched it and realized I made absolutely no sense because I was still like so tired. So now that I have a lot more energy, I'm gonna go ahead and give my final review on the Bone Witch trilogy. So I'm gonna quickly talk about the things that I didn't like. There's only like 2 or 3 things I didn't like. I really love this book. I actually ended up giving the last book, Shadow Glass, 5 stars because the ending I really liked, so that's why I gave it 5 stars. But I'll quickly talk about the things that I didn't like. So first of all, I think I've mentioned this before, but I did not like the fact that Tia was so overly apologetic, especially in the first and second book. And in, you know, I guess younger Tia, she apologized for everything, like absolutely everything and anything. Anytime someone just got like kind of mad at her, she would apologize, even though she didn't need to apologize. So I didn't like that because future Tia was like this boss ass bitch who did not need to apologize to anyone, but younger Tia felt that she had to apologize to literally everyone and everything. So that was just frustrating. I hated the fact that like I'm watching this grown, like amazing woman just take over her own life and her own destiny, and then younger Tia is just like, I'm sorry, and like cries. So yeah, I just didn't like the fact that I think it was just too much and it was very repetitive. I understand that, you know, she's younger, she makes mistakes. So, you know, an apology here or there with all her mistakes is bound to happen, but it was literally anytime she did anything, she would apologize, even if she wasn't making mistakes. So I think that was just too much. I felt the author could have just not made her apologize as much, but, you know, it's such a minor thing, so it's really not a big deal. So, the other thing that I didn't like was Tia's love interest, or the journey in their romance, I guess. I liked who her love interest was. I ship it 100%, and I like how he played a big role in her life, but didn't tell her what to do, didn't tell her who she should be, didn't tell her to change her life for him. He was just there for her, and I like that a lot. I'm glad that it was like this really nice, healthy relationship for someone that's like 16. So that was really, that I liked. What I didn't like was, I guess, the journey to their relationship. It was so abrupt. I mean, you knew because it was told early on in the first book who her love interest was gonna be, but it was just like there was no build up. I feel it just like happened all of a sudden, and I was like, what? Wait, there was no indication at all that she had feelings for him and that he had feelings for her. It just like happened. So that's the only thing that bothered me. I just wish that I kind of had more like indication from Tia that she kind of had feelings for him, and that, you know, he kind of showed Tia that he kind of had feelings for her too. It just, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me how it sort of happened. At the end of the day, it was fine, but like when it happened, I just was like, okay, well, I mean, I knew that was gonna happen, but, you know, kind of could have made it happen a little bit smoother. So yeah, those are the 2 things that I just didn't like. I enjoyed it. A lot of people did not like the pacing of the trilogy. That's what I've heard a lot. But I found it perfectly fine. This, like, going into it, I already knew it was not going to be a fantasy series that involved a lot of adventure and, you know, war and battles. I didn't think there was going to be much. And in the first few pages, you know, you're already kind of told that she's gonna be fighting like a few people to save the world, essentially, but nothing about a big war or a big battle, and I'm fine with that. This book had a very, I want to say, dark feel to it, and I could tell it was gonna deal a lot with more like political stuff, I guess, rather than action stuff. So yeah, I was really not surprised by the pacing. I actually found it fine. There was a lot of mystery and suspense to the entire book, so I was fine with that, and the flow of one book to the next was really good. So I was fine. I was fine with that. I thought it was good. So a few things that I liked. First of all, I loved the LGBTQ plus representation. There was quite a bit of it, but I love the fact that it wasn't in your face. And I'm not saying this because like, oh my gosh, I don't want, but I like the normalcy, because I read so many books where they have like LGBTQ plus characters, but they don't make it seem like it's normal. They like have it out of obligation to have these characters, but in this series it was just normal. Like, this is what happens in life, and that's truly what happened. So when I'm saying it's not in your face, I don't mean that in a way, like in a bad way. I just love the sense of normalcy with the characters that were LGBT in this book. So I like that a lot. Another thing I liked, I mentioned how I loved the flow of the story. I felt, like I said, one book smoothly went into another, and the information given in one book was not just like information put out there for no reason. Everything that the author wrote about had a purpose to it, and I love that a lot, because I have read trilogies or series where the author puts information out there or introduces a character, but they just have no sense of, they have no purpose to the plot, and that's just like an added character that I have to think about for no reason. So I like that a lot. It's a pretty small thing, but I like that there was a good amount of characters. There weren't too many, and there were no unnecessary characters, and everyone had a purpose to Tia's life, and at the end of the day they were all there for her at the end, which, let me just tell you, the ending made me very emotional, but they were all there for her at the end. So I love that. There were a lot of betrayals in this book, I will say that, but you know, you can't have a fantasy book without some betrayal. You can't have any story without some betrayal here or there, but there was quite a bit, and I was just, the entire time I was reading, just, what? So yeah, I guess the main things that I liked was just the relationships that were formed and the flow of the story. The writing style was also really good. The author did a really great job at giving you enough information to make you want to keep reading, make you think that you're kept in the loop, but still keeping out enough information from you to make you want to finish the entire trilogy. She was really good at that, because you couldn't just read one book and be like, okay, I'm satisfied, I don't think I have to finish this trilogy. Because I've read a lot of series, I don't know the plural of series. Is it series? I have no idea. Anyway, I've read a lot of book series. It's just series, right? Am I wrong? I don't know English. So I've read a lot of book series where you read the first book and you're like, okay, but where is the author gonna go from here? Like, what's gonna happen? Nothing ended on a cliffhanger, nothing, you know, like you feel like the plot was complete. I read this one, I think it was Rebel of the Sands. So I read the first book and I thought it was a standalone, because I was like content with it. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good book, and it finished on a good note. But then I found out that it's actually a series. I'm like, but where is it gonna go from there? So I like the fact that with this series, with this trilogy, you had to finish it. There's no way you could just read one book and be fine with that, because she kept talking about all these people that like did something to her, or all these things that happened, or this task she has to complete. And you're like, but what is it? Who's this person? What's this task? You only find out at the end. Like, honestly, there's like a few little bits of information given, but you only find out everything at the end. Like at the last, I guess, 150 pages of the last book. But other than that, you know, you're not given much. So yeah, there's no way that you can just read one book. And I love that, because that's one way to get me, or to get the reader to finish, you know, your series or your trilogy, is make them want more, I guess. So I like that a lot. And yeah, it was a good fantasy trilogy. It was not anything too cringy. It was not anything badly written. The plot was not bad. The characters were relatively well written. I felt some of them were a little bit one-dimensional, but you know, they weren't the main characters, so that's fine. But the main character was so well written, because you saw the two, you know, her two sides, her two, I guess, personalities, her young self and her older self, and they were such different people. So she definitely had a lot of growing and changing throughout her sort of story. So at the end of the day, it was a good trilogy, and I'm gonna hold this one close to my heart, because I really committed to that, you know, reading it in 24 hours. That's my review on this, and I'm gonna end the video here as well, because obviously I have nothing else to talk about. I'm done reading the trilogy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Please comment down below if you guys have any book recommendations, video recommendations that I should make, or you know, you just want to say hi, and give this video a big thumbs up, and please subscribe for more, you know, videos. And I will see you all next time. Bye.